I know I watched Cameron whole interview, that whole episode of Talk with Flea, and Cameron said a lot of things, and I believe a lot of them. I was rooting for Dame. Not that I was rooting against Cam. Like, I would rather them just patch it up and do something more positive with all of that personality that both of them dudes got. But I was rooting for Dame. I felt like, look, Dame was already kind of the underdog in the situation. You know, we all love an underdog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to see the community piling up on anybody or any one of ours, and I do feel like Dame is one of ours or whatever. And I'm also, you know, I have right, wrong, or indifferent. I have a bit of a contrarian personality. If I see everybody, especially in this world, if I see everybody looking left, I'm gonna look right, because I don't trust it. If I see mainstream media like pushing disdain for somebody or pushing grace for somebody, something in me always questions it. Maybe it's a trauma response or whatever. You know, it's a response to being let down a lot or whatever. But anyway, that lawsuit that Dame has filed, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Dame has filed a $300 million lawsuit against Cam for all kind of defamation of character. You know, it's a whole bunch of stuff in it. I'm not about to find it and read it or none of that, but it's out there. And I feel like a lot of us who hadn't already turned on Dame Dash, you know, in the court of public opinion, those of us, you know, a lot of us who felt like, nah, don't sleep, Dame might be whatever, you know what I'm saying, have some grace for him. I think that kind of caught us all off guard, or a lot of us off guard. Because you the Harlem dude that's always talking about, you know, Harlem niggas tease each other, we do this, you understand what I'm saying, so on and so forth. Like, we from Harlem, man. You can't take being teased. You do this, that, and the third, you know you're gonna get teased about it, this, that, and the third. And he took it there. Like, that's like, you know, everything, you know, the culture done seen Drake sue UMG, you know, trying to sue Kendrick, and you see the way the culture reacted to that. I don't see why this is going to be different. So I feel like, you know, whatever few allies you had, you got fewer now. Or not allies, but I mean like supporters in the court of public opinion. You know what I mean? I feel like you probably lost some. Although I could say this, if you believe you know, like in a lot of these situations where people be you know, when nobody knows the truth, where it's a bunch of he said, she said, a lot of time that same court of public opinion will say something like, if it's a lie, then sue me. You know what I'm saying? Or why didn't he sue if those things weren't true? You know what I mean? They, you know, they might, in those particular situations, they may forego the other reasoning of how difficult it is to actually, you know, how tedious or how expensive it might be to actually sue somebody. But they'd be like, you know, like if it was false, then no. I know I watched Cameron whole interview. I mean, that whole episode of Talk with Flea, and Cameron said a lot of things, and I believe a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like, I originally said that the big L thing could have happened, and again, it could have happened. Like, we all take L's. Very rarely do we talk about them publicly. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody posting they failures and they losses, and don't nobody post their own, I don't know, knockout video. It's always other people who post that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the humiliating videos you see online, the person being humiliated is very rarely the person who posts it. Unless it's a humiliation prank that he's playing on, whatever. You don't do that. So I was, you know, I'm like, yo, if the thing with Big L really happened, like if I was Cam, I wouldn't admit that neither. You know what I'm saying? But I did fear these two dirtying each other up. I mean, like, Dame Dash was kind of fighting from the bottom anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's been a lot of dirt on his name as of late. what's the woman's name who came out smoking him? What's her name? See if I can find this right quick. But that's new. Like all of, he been, with Dame's, all of his, financial troubles and this, that, and the third. Niggas been dragging his name through the mud for quite some time now. And I feel like it's at the point with him where it would, it couldn't really, it's like he fighting from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? It's like he ain't got nothing to lose. Like he getting more, like if he got all of his platforms, if all of his platforms, as long as all of his platforms are monetizable, he making money off of damn near every bit of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, what's her name? Claudia Jordan. She made a long video smoking him, calling him 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of liars. It all looks bad. And a lot of the things that, Dame is posting a lot of this stuff on his page with the hashtag checkmate. Stay tuned. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. But yeah, some of the things that Cam said running concurrent with some of the things that the woman Claudia Jordan said, it's starting to paint. Yeah, it looks really bad on Dame. You know what I'm saying? Again, I feel the way I feel about the whole thing in general. Like, it shouldn't be going here, but Cam shed some light on the situation. If sometimes we have we get the facts a little bit jumbled in our minds or whatever, but it could be more than one version of the same story. But the way Cam explained all of the things that he explained, yeah, even down to the part where he said, where Dame said, the gloves came off for him when Cam reached out to his son. Their version of that story, if their version of that story is true, then what was more telling for me? Because look, either one of them could be lying in real life, right? But I know everybody's not an actor. The other two dudes, Sin City and I think Larry, the other guy's name, when they were interacting, I think mostly the other dude, not Sin City, maybe both. The way, when they are co-signing, they were doing more than co-signing. They were interjecting with facts. Well, with perceived facts, with declarations of events. If they was lying, then the acting was too good. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like when a person is telling a story and they got witnesses, and people are chiming in on the story, like I kind of pick up on like the behavioral qualities, like how people behave when you tell them the story and they remember what you're talking about as opposed to just agreeing with what you're saying. They remembering and they adding on and all of that. And, not to say that that niggas can't be improv and fake shit, but that ain't what it seemed like. That ain't what it seemed like. Nah. The way they said it was like Dame's son needed bread and he reached out to the dude Larry and asked for bread. Is his name Larry? I'm not sure. I'm sorry. If I'm not, I don't feel like checking right now. But reached out, they're like, yo, come to the show. And he was like, maybe that was bad timing. Yeah, you think? I mean, that's the only thing that I could say in like against what, and the only thing I could say that could really be challenging to anything that Cam said was like, sounds like maybe it was bad timing. We asked him to come on the show. Like, that's a duh moment. But other than that, see, because in this situation, it's like going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. Cam calling Dame broke, and probably a couple other things. I said this in a vlog too, an earlier vlog, a few vlogs ago, when Dame was calling Cam non-confrontational and things like that. He's like, he was calling him soft. And that's the thing. Cam is calling Dame broke. Dame is calling Cam soft. That's basically, that's a lot of their, that's the basis of a lot of their attacks and shots at each other. So yeah, it's ugly. I don't like it. I wish they would do something else. Cam said that he's not talking about it no more, and Dame is talking he's talking quite litigious right now. Seen Dame online taunting DJ Envy and Cam about the size of their houses and the size of their kitchen. A lot of these people are talking about Dame is renting this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, it's not looking good, is all I'm saying. I know that. I know it don't look good on Dame. Not right now. I hope these brothers can work it out. Because if Dame has bread like he claimed, like he says he does, I believe Dame's hiding bread. If he's still, before he lose all of his influence, Cam got some influence right now. There's better things we could be using this influence for. I'm going to stand on that until my legs don't work. And then I'm going to probably stand on it after that. I'm going to kneel on it. Goodness gracious. Boys, protesters, get your ass out of here. The rest of y'all.
Welcome to the nation. I am your host, your president, your tour guide, Mr. Monster Man Rocco. I'm the landlord, the owner, tenant, the janitor. I mops the damn floor.
With you, if you don't follow the rules. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen in the nation, super thanks, Cash App, further Cash App. What y'all do, y'all? Buy some merch. Support the merch. You can look down below and see some of the examples. You hit the link. This is itsmonstanation.com. All of that's in the description. Spell things correctly. It's Helter Skelter, not Helter Skelter. It's Monster, not Monster. Helter Skelter is A's and H's, and Monsters is A. Never ER in neither one of them. It's ROCK, and most importantly, it's BCC, not BBC. Rock on, rock on.
I'm one of the realest you ever gon' see. I ain't come here to lie to you. Niggas done with a lie to you. I get Beanie Siegel's first album, or Paul Pierce even, they got the truth. I'm sick and tired of you, you comical when I'm not in the mood for jokes. You are not a goon, not a shooter or a rider. You shoot off your mouth and you be riding dudes, cock for loot, dude, that's a prostitute.